To curb the rising suicide rates in the country, the Education Ministry's Higher Education Department has now put in very vague guidelines on coaching centers and coaching institutions across the country. They say that children below the age of 16 years cannot be enrolled in any coaching center, and if they are enrolled, then the penalties will need to be paid by the coaching institutes. Other things that have been said in the guidelines include a proper registered coaching center or institute which needs to adhere to standards of safety, fire NOCs, etc. Also, there are guidelines to say that if a student wants to withdraw from studying in a coaching institute, then the student's fee should be reimbursed to the student on pro rata basis. Now, the issue is that in a country like India, not all coaching institutes are registered. But why they are important? They are important because there are many parents across the country who cannot give their students or their children time enough to study the subjects that they need to prepare for. What it means for both coaching centers, the future of coaching centers, as well as parents. I have with me parents and coaching center institute people as well. So I would like to first start with the parents to understand how they think of this problem. Sir, अपना नाम बताइए और पहले ये बताइए कि ये जो गाइडलाइन आई है इसमें कहा जा रहा है कि बच्चे 16 साल से कम उम्र के कोचिंग सेंटर अब एनरोल नहीं होंगे और एनरोल करेगी कोचिंग सेंटर तो 1 लाख रुपए का जुर्माना कोचिंग सेंटर को देना पड़ेगा. इससे अभिभावकों की क्या दुविधा बन जाती है?
मैडम, मेरा नाम है संजय गहलोत, ठीक है, और मेरा बेटा यहाँ कोचिंग करता है. मैंने देखा है कि मेरे बेटा बहुत ही कम पढ़ रहा है स्कूल जाने से, तो मैंने मजबूरी में यहाँ पर मैंने अपना बेटा कोचिंग सेंटर में डाला. क्योंकि अगर मैं अपने बेटे को कोचिंग सेंटर में डाला तो उसको अच्छी एजुकेशन नहीं मिल सकती. कारण स्कूल में इतनी अच्छी पढ़ाई होती नहीं. जब मैंने टीचर से बात करी मैडम कि नहीं, आप ऑफिस को कहीं भी बाहर ट्यूशन करा लो, पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहा है. तो
ये आपको स्कूल की टीचर ने बोला?
ने बोला था. मैडम पढ़ नहीं रहा है, इसके नंबर क्यों कम आ रहे? कह रहे ये पढ़ता ही नहीं. तो फिर मैंने उसको टाइट भी किया, मैंने उसको पिटाई भी की. मैडम को पता है यहाँ मैं
पिटाई नहीं कर सकते वैसे बच्चे.
मैं मतलब भाई पढ़ाई क्यों नहीं कर रहा है? क्योंकि मेरा एक ही बेटा है. अगर वो अच्छे से पढ़ेगा नहीं तो मेरा क्या भविष्य है? मैडम, मेरा तो कुछ नहीं है. क्योंकि हमें सबसे प्रथम है हमारा एजुकेशन. अगर एजुकेशन हमारी ठीक है तो सब कुछ ठीक है. बच्चा पढ़ेगा तो एजुकेशन उसको होगी, अच्छे बुरे की पहचान भी होगी, सब कुछ होगी. अगर एजुकेशन ही नहीं होगी तो फिर तो मैं तो मानता हूँ कि जानवर के समान ही इंसान है.
अच्छा,
हाँ,
मुझे ये बताइए कि सरकार की एक और बात कहने की बात है कि कहते हैं अभिभावक बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर डालते हैं अपने बच्चों पे. आप क्या चाहते हैं, अपना बेटा क्या बने? आपका बेटा?
मैं चाहता हूँ मेरा बेटा IAS IPS बने. मैडम,
अब देखिए, आप भी तो प्रेशर डाल रहे हैं ना बच्चे के ऊपर.
मैडम,
तो क्यों कर रहे हैं ऐसे?
तो मैडम और क्या करेगा? हमारा खेती नहीं है, जमीन नहीं है, किराया नहीं आता, तो कहाँ से खाएगा? अगर उसको एजुकेशन नहीं मिलेगी तो नौकरी नहीं करेगा, पढ़े लिखेगा तो जब तो नौकरी करेगा ना. जब टेस्ट में बैठता है तो उसे पता चलता है नंबर नहीं आ रहे. आजकल IAS IPS का टेस्ट देने लगा. UPSC में अगर टेस्ट देते हैं तो जब एक मेरे अभी भतीजे ने दिल्ली पुलिस का टेस्ट दिया है, वो 10 नंबर से रह गया, कट ऑफ गई ऊपर. तो अगर हमने उसको बोला भाई तू ऐसे अगर अच्छे से पढ़ता तो और अच्छे से नंबर लेगा था. तो अगर अपने बच्चे को नौकरी में या किसी बिजनेस में डाल लेंगे तो उसको होशियार तो होना पड़ेगा ना. मैडम, मैं अनपढ़ आदमी हूँ, मेरी नौकरी लगवा दो कहीं. अगर कह रहे मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ, सब चीज़ जानता हूँ, लेकिन नहीं है, मेरे पास नंबर नहीं ना, मेरे पढ़ना नहीं आता, लिखना नहीं आता, इंग्लिश बोलनी नहीं आती, तो मुझे कौन लेगा? कोई नहीं लेगा ना नौकरी पे. तो नौकरी पे जब फर्स्ट लिस्ट लगाते हैं कि भाई एजुकेशन में ये टॉप करना है, ये सरकार की तो गाइडलाइंस हैं, वो इतना टफ पेपर बनाती है, तो वहाँ क्यों नहीं करते? वहाँ भी करना चाहिए, या स्कूल पर ध्यान देना चाहिए. हम कोचिंग नहीं लगाएंगे, इतनी ज़्यादा फीस देना. एक तो कंपटीशन मैडम, एडमिशन नहीं होता अच्छे स्कूलों में. बड़ी मुश्किल तो एडमिशन होता है, बड़ी सिफारिश से एडमिशन होता है. हाई लेवल की सिफारिश होगी तो एडमिशन होगा, नहीं होगा नहीं. फिर स्कूल में एडमिशन ना होने की वजह से फिर बच्चे को वो मतलब पढ़ाई हल्के स्कूल में कराओ तो फिर कोचिंग भी ना कराए तो कहाँ जाएगा बच्चे? ये बताइए, कैसे पढ़ेगा? बता दीजिए. अगर सरकार ये चाहती है कि घर में बैठ कर बच्चा पढ़ ले और हम डिग्री दे देंगे तो वो तो मोबाइल देखेगा मैडम फिर. क्योंकि 24 घंटे तो माँ बाप मेहनत करने के लिए भी, कमाने के लिए, रोटी के लिए भी तो जाएंगे ना बाहर. तो ऐसे तो नहीं है घर में बैठे रहेंगे. तो ये तो गवर्नमेंट को सोचना चाहिए कि एजुकेशन, अगर हम एजुकेशन पे जोर दे रहे, एक तरफ तो कहते हैं कि भाई पढ़ना लिखना चाहिए, तो पढ़ना लिखना चाहिए, तो फिर ये तो स्कूल को सुधारो. आप उस स्कूल में ऐसे टीचर भर्ती करो कि एक सेक्शन में 40-40 लड़के हैं मैडम. तो ये बताइए, एक सेक्शन में 40 लड़के हैं तो पर डे अगर उनको आप आधा घंटा दोगे तो वो कैसे नंबर आएगा? केस उसने पढ़ा क्या नहीं पढ़ा, आधे घंटे में उसमें हम उठाइए ये सवाल बता दीजिए, एक क्वेश्चन पूछा फिर दूसरे से पूछा, इतने में तो 10 बच्चों को उठाएगी तो इतना घंटा बच जाएगा उनका। तो जाओ जी, फिर दूसरे पीरियड आएगा, शुरू होगा, तो नंबर नहीं आने। आप एक सेक्शन में 5 से 10 बच्चे करो और अच्छे टीचर रखो, और जरूरत ना पड़े क्यों पैसा खर्च करवा रहे हो कोचिंग में, दूसरी हम स्कूल में पढ़ाएं, क्या जरूरत है।
बिल्कुल, we'll try and speak to other parents as well who have heard about the guidelines. मैम, आपने भी सुना है ये जो गाइडलाइन आई है इसके बारे में, तो आप बताइए कि आपके बच्चे कौन सी क्लास में पढ़ते हैं और कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में क्या आप उनको क्यों डालते हैं या ना डालना पसंद करेंगे आगे चल के?
जी मैम, मैं तो आराध्या, मेरी बेटी आराध्या डोगरा है, मदर इंटरनेशनल में पढ़ती है। तो मैम मेरी भी यही चॉइस है कि बहुत अच्छी निकले, बहुत अच्छा पढ़े। तो मैम उसका दरअसल मैथ उसको बिल्कुल नहीं आ रहा।
अच्छा।
बिल्कुल इंटरेस्ट नहीं दे रही कुछ। तो अब पता नहीं स्कूल में कैसे करवा रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, बेटी को नहीं समझ आ रहा, जहाँ स्कूल में नहीं अच्छा हो रहा। तो इसीलिए फिर मुझे देखना पड़ा कि अब मैं क्या करूं। मैं बहुत परेशान हो गई हूँ कि उसको मैथ नहीं, बिल्कुल इंटरेस्ट नहीं दे रही। मैथ बिल्कुल कहती है कि मैं देना ही नहीं है, उसका पेपर ही नहीं देना।
चलिए, आगे आगे चल के हो सकता है कि वो मैथ ना ही ले, और भी सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, ह्यूमैनिटीज है, आर्ट्स है।
मैम 12th तक तो जरूरी है ना सब सब्जेक्ट। 12th तक तो बच्चा पता नहीं किस लाइन में चला जाएगा। अब मुझे तो 12th तक तो ऑल सब्जेक्ट की ज़रूरत है। ठीक है ना मैम। तो इसलिए अब मैंने कोचिंग सेंटर में डाला है। इसमें थोड़ा सा इम्प्रूव, थोड़ा नहीं बहुत अच्छा इम्प्रूव करा है।
तो अब जो सरकार कह रही है कि 16 साल से कम बच्चे आप नहीं डालेंगे कोचिंग सेंटर में, तो आप क्या करेंगे? अब डाल दिया है तो आगे के लिए आप क्या करेंगे? कोई आइडिया बताए कि अभी क्या होगा?
तो मैम इसके लिए सरकार को फिर स्कूल में अच्छे टीचर्स देने चाहिए और पीरियड बढ़ाने चाहिए, बच्चे कम रखने चाहिए। 15 बच्चे का सेक्शन रखो। तो एक एक घंटे में हर बच्चे से पूछो सवाल, हर बच्चे से आंसर देखो, पूछो। तो इतने में अगर एक घंटे में तो जिस 40 बच्चे होंगे तो उसमें से तो क्या पूछेंगे, 10 बच्चे ही निकलते हैं उसमें से, बाकी बच्चे रह जाते हैं आंसर देने के। तो या तो सेक्शन चेंज करो, 15 की सेक्शन रखो, घंटा बढ़ाओ, समय बढ़ाओ। तो मेरी चॉइस तो यही है कि स्कूल में अच्छा पढ़ाओ। तो हमें क्या ज़रूरत है, नहीं हम नहीं डालेंगे कोचिंग में, हम क्यों एक्स्ट्रा पैसे दें? अगर स्कूल में इतनी फीस जा रही है उसके बावजूद भी हम देख रहे हैं कि हमारा बच्चा नहीं कर पा रहा। तो इसलिए मैम हमें कोचिंग सेंटर्स।
So basically, coaching is a necessity. What do you think about the guidelines?
Actually, they are not thinking about मतलब all the students. Because they're just thinking about some of the students who are bright and doing good. But there are all kind of students in this school. So we need to think about everybody. Na? So that is why we need coaching for the students. So I'm a teacher also, and I'm a parent also. So I think that students need coaching for these things.
What is your what is your child studying?
He's in class 10th, so he's studying all subjects basically. So point is कि मतलब when we talk about all the students, so they are not of the same level. So we need to give them coachings who are not on the same level at the school. And so because schools are not providing the things the every student is needing. Some students are catering, they are catering to some of the students, but not for everybody they are doing.
So here we are only talking about schools, but what about competitive exams like Advanced G, IIT, NEET, etc.?
This guideline is only for the students for below in class till class 10th.
But generally, we see that students start preparation for these competitive exams very early in life. Now, students don't wait till the end to start preparing.
Right. So about that only, because some students need that extra preparation, and the school is not providing that basically. They are only catering to the NCERT syllabus, and for competitive exams, only not NCERT is coming. It is coming from the extra books also. So we need to cater to these things also.
Right. So I'd also like to speak to ma'am. Ma'am, you can also tell us that what is the kind of expectations that you have from schools, because when we talk about coaching centers, and the government often feels that coaching center had become a business and that's why we are doing this clamp down. What is your view?
Hi, my name is Vandana Saini, and I would like to point out onto one single important thing which I have felt and I am going through with that also. हमारा पूरा एजुकेशन सिस्टम, स्कूल्स सब कुछ इंस्टीट्यूट्स, जब वो फेल हो जाते हैं तभी तो हमें कोचिंग की ज़रूरत पड़ी. माई सन इज़ इन 9th स्टैंडर्ड, ही इज़ इन APJ स्कूल. इन एवरी PTM, मतलब मैं साल में 5 बार जाती हूँ, तो शायद 4 बार मैं ये सुन के आती हूँ कि आपका बच्चा पढ़ता नहीं है. मैडम 6 घंटे स्कूल भेजने के बाद मतलब मुझे ये सुनने को मिलता है मेरा बच्चा पढ़ता नहीं है. तो आप मेरे शूज़ में आके देखिए कि मुझे कैसा लगता होगा. एंड एवरी टाइम आई हैव टू कन्विंस देम कि बॉस ही इज़ कमिंग रेगुलरली, दे से येस, ही इज़ देयर विद यू, येस, देन वेयर इज़ द लैकिंग, यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट. Because I'm not responsible for the school, I'm responsible for his behavior and everything at home. I don't come to you. तो कहते हैं मैम होमवर्क तो पूरा करता है, पढ़ता नहीं है. अब आप देखिए दोनों बातों में मैं कहाँ जाऊँ. अगर मैं कोचिंग भी ना भेजूँ उसको, तो आपको लगता है बच्चा कर पाएगा? जिस तरीके का पीयर प्रेशर वो बना देते हैं स्कूल वाले, दे आर नॉट डूइंग देयर जॉब. अगर वो अपना काम ठीक से करते मैम तो कोचिंग की ज़रूरत नहीं होती. लेकिन टोटली बात ये है कि गवर्नमेंट सिर्फ एक साइड देख रही है, उसका अपना फेलियर है.
वो कह रहे हैं कि स्टूडेंट सुसाइड रेट बहुत बढ़ गए हैं, पेरेंट्स भी प्रेशर बनाते हैं, कोचिंग सेंटर्स भी प्रेशर बनाते हैं. वो अपना प्रेशर की बात नहीं कर रहे जो कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स है.
मैम अपना प्रेशर आप स्कूल देखिए ना, अगर स्कूल अपनी ड्यूटी ठीक से करेगा, 6 घंटे बच्चा वहाँ देने के बाद ऑन एन एवरेज अगर बार बार ये सुनेगा तुम ठीक से नहीं पढ़ते हो, तुम्हारा कुछ नहीं होगा, तो तब बच्चे पे प्रेशर नहीं बनता. मुझे मेरे बच्चे से कुछ नहीं चाहिए, सिर्फ ये है कि पढ़ ले, अपना फील्ड खुद चुन ले. क्योंकि मैं उसको कुछ भी बोलूँगी उसको समझ नहीं आएगा. बच्चे की एक लिमिट होती है, उसके बाद देखिए जैसे हम सब एक नहीं है, बच्चे भी तो सारे सेम नहीं है. किसी का IQ बहुत अच्छा होगा, कुछ एवरेज होंगे और कुछ बिलो टू एवरेज होंगे. बिलो टू एवरेज को तो मैं जीनियस की रेस में नहीं दौड़ा सकती है ना मैम.
क्या आपको लगता है आप अपने बच्चे को टाइम दे पाएंगी घर पे पढ़ाने के लिए, उसके साथ बैठ पाएंगी?
मैम मैं बिल्कुल बैठ पाती हूँ, बैठती भी हूँ, लेकिन सबके साथ लिमिटेशंस हैं. और भी तो बच्चे हैं ना, एक ही बच्चा थोड़ी है, उसको भी तो देखना है. और अगर मेरे केस में बात करें तो आई हैव अ वन स्पेशल चाइल्ड, ही इज़ अ CP चाइल्ड. आई हैव टू लुक आफ्टर हिम ऑल्सो. I cannot be after him for 24/7. Of course, I am there for both of them. But apart from that, I have to look my CP child also, ना मैम. उसकी ज़रूरतें भी अलग हैं, उसकी कहते हैं एक तरीके से कह लीजिए उसका माइंड लेवल भी अलग है. तो अब आप देखिए मेरा तो हो गया ना दोनों बच्चों के साथ इम्बैलेंस, अगर मैं ना दोनों को देखूँ तो. और स्कूल मुझे बुला के सिर्फ ये सुनाए कि बच्चा पढ़ता नहीं है, तो वो तो मैं सुनूंगी नहीं मैम.
So there are certainly personal reasons also because of which parents send their students to coaching institutes, and that's why I want to speak with coaching center owners and teachers as well. So parents are basically saying कि we are forced to send our children for extra coaching because ultimately it's the question of their future. Do you think that the new guidelines are actually clamping down on the future of the children right now?
Definitely, they are clamping down because see, today everybody needs to excel. So when they start early, they obviously do well when the time comes. Today there is a lot of pressure in terms of competitive exams. Now you see CUET has been introduced, so that is the pressure, and that has portions which are not taught in the school syllabus. So that is the problem for the parent, that where will they do that extra portion. Now you come to medical, the seats are so less, aspirants are 20 lakhs. Come to JE, they have 2 levels unnecessarily. So with this much pressure, how will the child cope up? And as the parents told, 40 and in some 50, 60 students. So per child attention and the time period of the class is not sufficient. So therefore they need time. And here, apart from our regular class, we have to call the weaker ones on the extra days also, and brighter ones also on extra days to go ahead and do extra things. So definitely without this, there's a big clamp down. And sitting at home, the working parents, at least when the child comes, they go for coaching. When they come back, they pick up and take. What will the child do? Who will monitor what they are doing? And after COVID, the biggest problem is they have been hooked to mobiles and you can't control that. So when they come here, they are without mobile, they are under a guidance, and they learn something. Now most of the kids, leave apart a few, on their own they won't do anything. So here, instead of clamping down, they should have gone for self regulatory mechanism, introduced points, and also given initiative to coaching institutes who participate in a positive way. but they haven't done anything like this. It's a blanket order which violates many fundamental rights of us and students also.
So basically, what they are saying is, coaching centers are flouting a lot of norms. You saw how quota institutes and the suicide rates in quota have actually taken the government by surprise. And they also feel that, physical institutes don't follow a lot of fire NOC norms. There were, fire incidences in a lot of coaching institutes in Delhi also. So all this has been put in all together. But I also want to ask you, is there any guideline for coaching institutes online?
See, in this notification, there has nothing has been said about online. So, if a child below 16 years studies online, how will they monitor that? And online, the institute can be here, or say like Khan Academy, it is from US. So they can take coaching from anywhere, and they have no guidelines. So in a way, this is a back foot for offline, and you are promoting online, where the monitoring of students cannot be done directly. Here you monitor whether the child is writing or not writing. Here they may put on the class, and what they are doing you may not even know. And this creates a confusion, because at the same time you are saying 16 is banned, and there you cannot do anything. So there are many other things in this. Now here, the children who take abacus, the robotics class, STEM classes, Vedic maths, Olympiad preparation, so they all are out of the ambit of this. So that is a big problem. Then the number 50. How will you monitor which 50 when? And coaching institutes enroll throughout the year. They come and go. So 50 also you can't monitor. You have created a line for corruption. The people who will come actually, it's very difficult to implement if you talk of pan India this. And how many state governments will follow? So for example, West Bengal says will not follow. So people will say it's better to move there. So what you are doing, you are making a loss to economy also. The GST loss is there, and the people associated. Now with quota, entire system runs on that. So you can do doable and a feasible one. Yes, refund can be one thing. Number of students, rationally they can define what can be said. Do which is feasible and minimum. Instead of trying to control everything, you will end up controlling nothing. That is what I mean.
So, what is the clarity that you are seeking when it comes to coaching institutions and the way these guidelines are going to restrict them now? It seems like coaching institutes are being painted as a villain.
Yes, it seems rather it's being shown like that. And if you everything is in isolation. If you look at Kota's case, it's totally different, because children come from different places, settle down in Kota, stay in a hostel, and study there, and they're there whole time for that particular purpose. So right from, because many schools in rural areas, they don't have facilities. They come to Kota or go to Hyderabad, these places, because there are better infrastructure, better facilities, better teachers, and as a chance for competing with others. So they are learning in a group, more homogeneous batches, which is not possible in typically their locations. And regarding this, this is a very knee-jerk reaction, which government has shown, and without even consulting bodies like us, our Coaching Federation of India, almost 4,000 to 5,000 institutes are represented by us across the country and all over India, including places like Northeast. So we have been, time and again writing to government also, the dignitaries or the respectful ministers. We don't get response. We don't get response at all. They don't even listen to us, because for them coaching is a stigma, which is wrong. It's absolutely, people go to coaching because there is a need for it. It's choice by the parents, by the children, and stopping students from at 16 years is very very impossible. I mean, 9th onwards से उनकी पढ़ाई शुरू होती है, तो 14 years. So if they don't allow a 14-year child, how will they learn? स्कूल में तो आप समझ लीजिए कि 4-5 बच्चों के ऊपर कॉन्सेंट्रेट करता है क्लास में 40 स्टूडेंट्स में से. 40 तो कुछ स्कूल में है, बट ज़्यादातर स्कूल में 50-55 बच्चे भी बैठते हैं. Where there is a school where in a government school 190 students are sitting in a single class. It's horrible.
And that too, they focus on students who are going to be potential toppers.
Precisely. Just 2 or 3 students, उन्हीं के ऊपर टॉप किया भाई, बाकी समझ में आ गया, ठीक है. They don't even bother about those who are not able to grasp in that short time. So coaching is, since it's a choice, all the teachers here focus on those areas which the students miss out, and they help them even in memorizing skills, which is not given at all as part of the curriculum in schools, which is very essential. अगर formula याद नहीं है तो problem बना ही नहीं पाएगा. So these are the fundamental things, and all of us are trained. I've been there in more than 4 decades in coaching industry, so I know exactly what is happening, and our focus is only on student, nothing else.
Right, right. So I also want to attract attention on how the government has clamped down because they feel that coaching institute has actually become a business of sorts. They keep saying that teachers or institutions are charging a lot of money. They don't refund fee. They don't and also the point about bringing out false promises. So it's being said that coaching institutes cannot advertise any false promise about their result and about the percentage of students that pass out. How do you see all this on uh, a level where a lot of teachers get employment in coaching institutes, a lot of people earn out of coaching institutes? It's actually a lifeline for many.
Absolutely. So, as far as any misleading ads are concerned, we welcome that, and there should be certain regulations related to that. There's absolutely no issues in that. However, the sad part related to the issue of the guideline is that none of the coaching institute stakeholders have been consulted. That what are their challenges, what are their issues. So they have just gone and seen certain things happening. There are certain suicides which has happened here and there. Why so many suicides has happened in Kota is because Kota is the biggest hub of the country, where there are lakhs of students who are studying there. Today's newspaper, if you see Times of India, there has been a suicide which has been done by in IIT Kharagpur. And after going through the news, I found that probably this was the 12th or the 13th. So does that mean that you probably close the IIT Kharagpur? Or suicides, there was a suicide which was done by a child because his dadi or somebody said you're not going to use the cell phone. So is the coaching involved? So suicides, there are lot many other causes of a stress. Today if you don't get good likes on your Facebook post or Instagram, you go into a stress and you do so many kind of a thing. So basically saying that coaching institutes are responsible for that is absolutely wrong. Not taking the coaching stakeholders into the discussion is absolutely wrong. Yes, we do welcome there must be guidelines, registration must be there. If you want, who is the owner, what are the kind of a thing, safety should be there. We definitely welcome all those things, but they should be practical, logical and feasible. We are not doing anything wrong. Doing business is not wrong. If somebody says coaching ka business hai, coaching ka dhanda hai and all that kind of a thing, what is wrong in doing business? Our Prime Minister is saying कि हम मेक इन इंडिया की बात करें, हम भारत की उस पर करें, जॉब्स है नहीं, तो मैम बाकी कोई कैसे क्या करेगा?
Are you going to counter these guidelines? Are you going to speak to the education ministry, or are you going to approach the courts?
Absolutely, without any fail. We have done that in the past also. We have written to all the higher authorities, be it chief secretary, be it education minister, when this fire kind of a things were there. So we have written to all the people.
You
all
were
the
also
people.
part of the petitioners for the fire safety standard.
Yes. We have been part of the Coaching Federation of India, and we have filed the petition, and we have challenged because nobody heard us. It was a blanket order one day that coaching institute not having an NOC should be closed down. And how many organization have a NOC? Have you gone through the strict terms and conditions? You probably would fail to fulfill any of them. Coaching institutes have been there since 80s. What will happen to those coaching institutes? And the fire is not happening because of the coaching or study material or teachers. Fires is happening because of probably the faulty meters which are placed where the exit is there. So recently the High Court judge has also given direction that those meters should be moved from those things, and we are ready to kind of have any practical and logical things. We are ready to implement those and there is a policy for the refund also. You see the coaching websites, but that has to be practical. Within a month's time, 2 months' time, if your course is there for a 1 year, a student cannot say in between after 6-7 months that I want a refund. Okay, if there is a genuine case, medical problem, anything of there, yes, we are ready to kind of do this. But it should not be a blanket order, no? That within 10 days refund the fees. On the pro rata basis, how will we run our business? Where will we pay the salaries? Where will we pay the rentals? Where will we pay the so many things? And there is such a large number of crores of money is going into the GST from the coaching. And
The
so
government earns from this.
yes, absolutely.
More than 100,000 crores.
Yeah.
So just realizing that when we saw Kota was witnessing student suicides, the administration there removed all the fans in the hostels of these students. That was one knee-jerk reaction, and this is another knee-jerk reaction where coaching institutes are being told you can't take students below the age of 16. The question remains whether the students who join coaching centers after the age of 16 or even at 18 are not going to commit suicide out of the pressure they face when they have to sit for competitive exams like G, mains, or advance, or NEET, or UPSC. That is the real question. Does painting coaching institutes like a villain solve the problem of a lot of parents? Because we also spoke to parents and they say that if schooling improves their educational standards, then they wouldn't have to send children for coaching. But now when they send children for coaching, isn't it their prerogative to understand whether their child needs coaching or not? And these are the questions that are not answered right now by the Education Ministry in their guidelines. With Abhishek Bai, Milan Sharma for India Today.